Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at another third-party auction car. Now I've been showing a lot of videos of third-party auction cars that have been doctored up and run back through the auction, but that's not the case of all of them. I'm not showing you these cars to scare you away from buying them, although some of these are definitely way overpriced with the I buy fast that they have on them or the buy it now prices, so I would definitely stay away from them for that. But honestly, some of them, if you can buy them for the right price, are still worth something for at least the parts that are good. But this one is one that I'm not afraid of third-party auction cars, and it's one that hasn't been doctored up. And the reason for that is it's not in there because they're trying to scam anybody. It's in there because they're trying to get rid of the vehicle. Now, there's a couple different ways third-party auction cars can get in the auction. Most commonly, it's a towing company that just wants to get rid of their abandoned vehicles that are worth more than just what a junkyard will give them. So that might be the case with this one. However, there is another way. If an insurance company pays out on a car and they don't total it, but the owner doesn't want it, sometimes they'll run it through the auction to see if they can get a couple bucks for it, plus take the insurance check that they got, and they end up with hopefully enough to replace that vehicle because they don't want the car back because it had been in an accident. Now this car is probably that case because it does have a clear title and it happens to be a higher end car that an accident is definitely going to diminish the value. So let's take a look at our C8 Corvette and find out, well, if you'd buy it. So I just happened to stumble across this one when I was looking at the other cars, and because it's a Corvette, I wanted to take a closer look at it. So it was already gone by the time I got back to making this video. So it had a clear Florida title. It sold for $27,475. Let's take a look at it. We got some better pictures here. So we definitely have some damage over here. Looks like it might have glanced off of another car maybe. We can see we got some scratches on the side here. Need a mirror, a windshield, a tinted windshield, a hood, headlight, fender, bumper, some cooling. We got a wheel here that doesn't match. Maybe a little bit of suspension damage. This side looks okay. Nothing really scary here. We just have one wheel that doesn't match. One of these things is not like the other. A little damage here on our quarter. The door went back. Or something spun around and hit it. We got a driver's airbag that deployed. They weren't trying to doctor it up, so they didn't cut it out or anything like that. They just left it alone. It is running. 37,227 miles. There probably are some dash emojis here where the glare is. And we got there's probably an airbag dash emoji over there. We got half a tank of fuel. It's in neutral. We did get a fob. Doesn't look like any seat airbags deployed. There's our VIN. There's our engine. Pretty safe since it's in the back. There's our fob. And that's it. So let's take a better look in person and see what we couldn't see in these pictures. So here's a better look at our C8 Corvette. See who's selling it first. And we know it's not our usual sellers because there's no drywall screws involved. So we'll take a look at the back here. Definitely have some damage on that quarter. Everything back here looks pretty good. Nothing we missed. Can't get into it. It is locked and the battery's dead. So let's take a closer look at the damage that we can't really see from the pictures. Definitely have some upper rail damage there. Little frunk is crushed. Little damage on that bumper reinforcement, but it looks like the rail is okay. It's isolated to everything above the bumper. It looks like it might have caught the corner of another car here. Nothing really scary. Looks like a fairly easy repair, although still expensive. Curb rash on our wheel there. And they did plug the tire. That is not going to hold. And something we might have missed in our pictures. Somebody didn't like the guy that owned this car and keyed it. One of those crazy ex-girlfriends. A little damage on our rear bumper here. Looks like it's been repaired before. Somebody's been here before. Not the best work. Some more key scratches. And this door's locked too. And some more key scratches. They really spent some time keying this car up. Definitely have some suspension damage there, but it definitely is a repairable vehicle. So there's our CA Corvette, and this is one of the third-party auction vehicles I'm definitely not afraid of because it wasn't doctored up. It was basically brought in there just like it was after the accident, just like it would be if you bought it from an insurance company. But the only thing they did to it was maybe plug that tire. And I don't think they did that to try to make you think the tire was good. I think they just did it so that they could move it around a little easier, get it on and off the tow truck and drive it around in their yard. They weren't really trying to hide anything, or they would have flipped that tire around the other way so the plug was on the inside and you couldn't see it. So that's why I'm not afraid of third-party auction cars. And this one, it was good to look at it in person because we didn't miss those key scratches that were on the rest of the car. So basically, the car needed 3/4 of a front end, airbag seat belts, repair that quarter, put a mirror on it, a windshield, and paint a whole lot of it because, well, there's key scratches pretty much on every panel that wasn't broken. And then that rear bumper, the lower part of it, the valance, we need to repair that again to make it a nice car. And there were some aftermarket goodies on the thing, so what they paid for it, I think they actually did pretty good for a clear title Corvette. So I definitely would have repaired it for that price, but I wasn't in the market for it, so I just left it where it was. I was there to look at the ones with the drywall screws in them. And I did throw around a different term that you might not have heard before, and that's diminished value. Once upon a time, insurance companies actually used to repair your car and then give you a check for what the damage took off of the price of the vehicle, because damaged vehicles are generally worth less than non-damaged vehicles. So the insurance company would actually write you a check for that. And on some higher end cars, if you really fight for it, they'll still do that. But it usually takes more fighting and costs you more in lawyers than they're going to give you anyway. So you just pretty much write it off. And with the way the car market's going these days, sometimes wrecked vehicles don't bring any less than non-wrecked vehicles. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.